Hello, everyone. How's the live chat? I see people are already here. Make sure you like the stream so more people see this because this stream is important. I'm going to show you the certain jobs that not only are growing, not only they're not being going extinct because of AI, but they're actually growing. A lot of people are. I'm seeing a lot of people getting very nervous regarding what's going to happen to the future of jobs. And I'm not very nervous. Actually, the more I study this, the more I realize that the future is beautiful and we have to be very optimistic, and the opportunities, yes, a lot of things are going to become irrelevant, but the growth in opportunities is going to be faster than the elimination of opportunities. So the only way for you to be at a disadvantage, if you're not paying attention and if you're not flexible, if you're not learning, if you're not working hard, if you're, you know, if you're not basically communicating with the people who are doing their best also to make sure that they're taking advantage from all the changes that are coming, then yes, you need to be worried, right? But the more I look into what's happening, the more I realize that anybody that pays a little bit of attention develops the skills that are relevant right now and put some hard work into adapting, being flexible, and growing, the opportunities for them are going to be endless. So I went and picked 5 jobs for you that are going to become even more relevant because of AI. Not only AI is not going to take them away, they're going to become even more relevant. So to give you an idea about how great the opportunities are, but with regards to each one of these jobs, I'm also going to explain how you could make it more AI proof, and you could that should inspire you for you to use that as a way to AI proof other jobs as well. And by the way, guys, if you want, you could let me know in the comment section after the live stream is over what jobs you want me to cover, so I could teach you how to AI proof them, like whatever you're interested in or whatever maybe the areas that you're working in. If you tell me what that is, I could tell you, because I honestly think there's whatever area you're working. I mean, I think the vast majority of them, there are certain things you could do to make them AI proof. But let me actually work with this 5 jobs for now that I picked for you, which are going to become more relevant and more important as AI keeps spreading, so that we have something to start with. So let me see. Stephanie is here. Yasha is here, Radical is here, Tree of Knowledge is here, Unusual AI is here, Mars is here. Saying coding, I hope not, at least not for now. Well, I mean, I'm gonna get to that actually. Depends on what you mean. If it's if it's writing lines of code, then yeah, that's not going to become as relevant in the future. But there is something you could do to make it, relevant in the future. I'll explain. Fall asleep. Okay, it's okay, Stephanie. I know. All right. So, oh, Abu Lulu is here. Jack is here. Thomas is here. Was waiting for this video to come out. Very excited. Well, thank you, Thomas. I appreciate that you were so excited. Do you have a place? Okay. So Mars is saying, Armin, later on, do you have place? We should pay attention to stay abreast of what we need to do to stay relevant. Well, yeah, that's what the stream is today about, and the future stream is going to be more about that as well. Yeah, and Yasha is saying AI is a powerful tool, not a replacement. It excels at automation for repetitive tasks. Yeah. So let me actually go through my list and I'll explain to you. So the jobs that I have for you today, and again, this is just the beginning. We're going to talk about more jobs in the future, but these are 5 jobs as an example, as 5 jobs that AI is going to enhance them and make them more relevant and get you higher pay rather than replacing you. So the first one is creative directors, where I this is actually beautiful because the whole thing that I'm advocating for is for you to be like instead of being a violin player, you're going to become the conductor in an orchestra, and the creative director is the exact person, an exact a position that illustrates that the most, right? Well, I'll explain. So number one, creative directors. and then data analysts, and then we have cybersecurity specialists, and then we have full stack software engineers, and then we have AI and machine learning specialists, right? And immediately when I mentioned this list to you, a lot of you, knowing how fast AI is, progressing, you might think like, Armin, for example, the data analyst, why would you put this on this list? Obviously, AI is going to be able to do data analysis more than anyone, better than anyone at some point, and we're not going to need any humans for that. But no, that actually does belong on this list, and I will explain. In fact, AI is going to make them more important. So let's go through them. Okay. Mars is saying full stack is where I live. Okay, well, that's good. Okay, so you could actually let me know what you think about, because I'm not in that world, but I've researched this, and so you could actually give me some pointers while I go through them. Let's start with the create. So, and again, we're gonna go very, very basic. If you don't know what these positions are, we're gonna go through a very simple explanation of what they are and what they do and why they're important and how you can get in. And guys, every single one of these you can get into it. And I also tell you, if you're somebody that doesn't, younger, like somebody who's like trying to find a career path, every single one of these is now easier to get into them than ever before. And I'll tell you a very simple way that it just opens all of these doors for you guys, right? So creative directors. So what is this? This is basically the person who decides the vibe, the story of the company, the emotional goal, the branding, the feelings. When you think about a company, when you think about what it's trying to do, the vibe that it gives, the emotion that they want people to feel when they think of the brand or the company, the mission, the direction, the philosophy, the fifis. It's about the fifis, just basically managing a picture of the company and feeling, the branding of it, the colors associated with it, all of that. With a project, with a company, anything like that, right? So again, obviously with AI, a lot of this is going to become easier, but this is what this person would do with AI. Obviously, the main condition is for them to use AI heavily. So what do they really do is that they direct vision, taste, and emotion. And before AI, the main thing is when you are trying to direct the vision, the taste, the emotion of the company or the project, you would actually have to produce. You actually have to produce uh, the pamphlets, the ad posters, the I don't know, design, the colors, the branding, the emotions behind the speech, the videos, the vibe that the videos of the company are giving off. You don't have to just historically what you had to do is not just to come up with the vibe, come up with the vision, come up with the feelings, the taste, and the vibes that a company gives off or the project gives off, but you actually have to produce it. So the creative director is a very good example of where all jobs are going to go, because now you actually get to do more of what the creative director is supposed to do, which is the direction that you need to go to produce the vibes, the feelings, the emotions, the mission, the vision that the company has, rather than producing it. Meaning that a creative director, if you now have a huge army of AI tools at your disposal to do the production, then more of your time is going to be focused on just decide as a human for other humans, deciding the feelings that you want to other people to have, the mission, the ambition, the emotions, the enthusiasm, the pain that we're trying to avoid, the communication of that pain to other people. Now a creative director, because of AI, is going to be in a position where it could direct. I mean, look at this. It's a creative director. So creative directors before AI used to produce a lot. But now creative directors can now do what they were always meant to do, which is direct instead of producing all the things that they wasted their time producing all of this time. The AI could take care of that. So AI can generate infinite options, but it cannot choose which idea fits the culture, brand, timing, and human feelings. And you might actually object, be like, Armin, it actually can at some point. Well, not really, not for a very long time, because the taste that you're going for, basically, the creative director is a good example to show that the future belongs to the what is it called in English? Connoisseurs, the people who could taste, to have a good taste, and they could explain their good taste. The people who could realize that they understand other people's emotion, and they understand their own emotions, their own feelings, and they could express those emotions, and they could connect with other humans that have similar emotions. And the reason why the creative director is a really good example of a future job is because future jobs belong to the people who could express their emotions the most, because that's what we care about when it comes to even historically, before the age of AI, when CEOs or HR or employers in general hired people, a lot of studies and data shows that it's not as much about whether or not they could do the job. In many situations, it's more about, do I want to work with this person? I'm going to be spending a lot of time with this person. I need to like them. It's about the vibes. It's about the emotion. It's about, like, if I'm going to the office, I'm going to spend time with this guy more than my wife and my children. I want to make sure that he doesn't, my work environment doesn't become hell. I mean, even if you don't work in an office, you're going to have meetings with these people. You're going to have discussions. You want it to be somebody that you enjoy talking to. The whole point of having jobs in the future is not to produce, it's not to analyze. It's basically, and I kid you not, it's basically comes having somebody that you would enjoy talking to about the things that are being produced. That is the future of all jobs, right? The production the production and the creation is going to be done by AI and robots. I mean, this is where we're going to go. The whole point of having somebody in charge of the AI doing this is that you could have another human being who feels like you do, so that you could basically talk to them about it, to get inspired by them, to get motivated by them, to be scared by them. And I will give you the example when I get to the cybersecurity part, because nobody can scare you more than a human. Because AI doesn't actually try to come and scare you, but a human can. I will tell you why. Shame, accountability, inspiration, motivation comes from other humans. So, for example, if you are a creative director and then you go and put all of these, I don't know, ads that you have designed, you didn't design, the AI tool that you designed, you put it in front of the, I don't know, CEO, and you talk about it. Yeah, everything has been produced by AI, but now you are going to talk about it in a way that makes the CEO understand that you have the same feelings about the company or this project. You are as inspired by him. You want to go into that meeting making the CEO feel so invested and so proud of this project in a way that no AI could do, because AI is not relatable. AI doesn't have shared experiences or shared emotion. You want to go into that meeting with your employer, with them having maybe low energy and skepticism about this project, and then coming out feeling so inspired and full of energy, and they feel like this guy gets it. This guy gets what we're trying to do. Again, the example I always give is that if you're watching, a game, a sports game, you want to share that moment or that win, the joy of that win, with other humans. Even if an AI could analyze that game better than any human, you, as soon as the game is over, you're not going to talk, you're not going to be like, oh, I'm so excited to talk to ChatGPT about it. You're going to be like, as soon as you're going to call your friends, you're going to meet up with your friend, like, oh my god, did you see that goal? Oh my god, yes. Like, I don't know sports, whatever you guys say, right? But you're going to get excited to talk to about another human that shared that moment with you. You wish that maybe you were sitting next to each other, but now because you had work, you couldn't. As soon as the work is over, you're going to call that guy. You're going to meet up with that guy to talk about the game. Or you're going to go to your, I don't know, Discord group where other humans are, where they're talking about the game. So if you could be so excited about a football team winning and sharing, you want to share that with other humans. That's basically exactly the same when it comes to a company or a job or a project. Your job as an employee is to share that enthusiasm, that emotion, okay, that shared vision with the other people. It's basically, it becomes more important for companies or group projects to turn into basically people inspiring each other and people motivating each other, and for people to belong that they belong into a cause, that they're doing something great and they're going to win, and they're competing against other companies or other projects, and they're a team, the team feeling. That's what you're there to do, to make it, to give that feeling, the feelings that you could not have with your AI. So yeah, the so AI could produce more, but now you with AI, your output volume increases, because it's not that AI is competing with you, you're using the AI. So whatever advantage AI has, you are going to have that advantage because you are going to use all of those tools. So AI doesn't have an advantage over you. AI is giving those advantages to you. But the advantage that you could offer that the AI can't is the human touch. And that's what you have to ask yourself. How could I add the human touch to give people the courage, the motivation, the accountability? That AI cannot make you accountable. If you are pushing for a project with your boss, if it doesn't go through, you call your boss and like, hey, boss, we need to do this or else that. Okay. The AI is not going to AI will give you an give you a recommendation. For example, if you create a director, like, hey, you could show, if we do this, then we could do this and that will happen. All right. But if you don't ask it, it's not going to tell you anything. But you're the one who really wants this to happen, and you know the benefits, and you care for the company, and you care for the project. And then you're going to contact your boss 2 days from now, like, hey, we were supposed to do this and we didn't. Remember, if we do this, that will happen. So we need to get this started. Get that accountability. No AI will hold you accountable. Or even if it does, you're not going to care because it's not human. We don't want to let other humans down. We don't mind letting AI down because it doesn't mind being let down. So creative director, it's the income level in the US, is between 100 to 130K, even right at the start. The difficulty in getting to it is medium. The competition is also medium. And the way to get started in this is, wait for it, is to ask AI how I could get started in this. Okay. And to just ask AI, how does one get into this? What do I need to learn? Give me a roadmap. What is the first step? Give me the content that I need to learn at phase one for the first steps. And then while you're learning it, and then tell me the things that I need to do as practice to start learning this. And then here's another tip. As I mentioned to you many, many times, as you're learning it, make videos about it. And here's, for example, an example of a video that you make in your learning process to grow in this industry, so that your videos could become part of your portfolio. For example, here's the video idea to inspire you, right? If you want to get into become a creative director, or if you're already a creative director, which you should have a YouTube channel and making videos about this, so that you could keep boosting your resume, right? And also to practice expressing yourself emotionally more. these videos at beginning they're going to be crap, but eventually you're going to have become more expressive, more enthusiastic, and this is a practice, right? So here's an idea, video idea. Listen to this. This is the title. This is the subject. I asked AI to design 10 ads. Here's why they all failed until I fixed them. Think about how powerful a video like this is. Again, let me read it again. I asked AI to design 10 ads. Here's why they all failed until I fixed them. So first of all, it's communicating that I used AI, which people want now, right? But second is also demonstrating that you still need me. You still need me. Okay. So the AI will produce the results, but I come and do the last tweak where AI can't, because I'm still here. I'm still, the human touch is still needed to make the production the best, right? And guys, in the future, you're going to be like, here's what AI gave me, and here's how I use another AI to critique its work. So then the other AI figured out what I need to do to produce the better results from the first AI. Again, different tools. But these videos is going to make you slowly get better at expressing your, your position, your emotions, your feelings. So again, make sure that these videos are not just, oh, here's the content, here's how to do this. You need to actually show that you care about the topic. To, like, somebody who watches these videos has to see your passion in this topic. Because when somebody, the whole point of these videos, even if nobody watches it, because you're practicing, at some point when you are talking to somebody about it, it's going to show that you have so much to say about this, right? But if people watch the video, which is going to act like a resume, the point is like, damn, this guy is fun. I wish he was on my team. Not because, I mean, anybody else could use AI to produce the same results, maybe, right? But this guy would just be so fun. That's the point. That's what you're trying to do. You need to be somebody that other people would just love working with, because you're the guy that is enjoyable to have around. And this is why also, other than producing videos about these topics, another thing that I think you should be doing is to join communities online or make your own communities. And again, at some point for this channel, we're going to make a community on Discord. But the point of communities is that in those communities, when you talk, you, in real time, you're going to see how people are reacting to you talking. So the videos are good because you constantly are practicing talking about something, but you need to practice talking in communities in a way. That's another training tool that you have, communities. So in an area where people are interested in the very same topic that I'm interested in, if I talk about this topic, then in real time you could see how people are reacting to it. So that's another training tool that we're going to talk about in the future. And in general, communities in the future are going to be very important. The more AI takes over repetitive and mundane tasks, the more time we're going to have to spend with each other to talk about these projects rather than doing the repetitive and the mundane work. And that's why communities are going to become bigger and bigger and bigger, because the more free time that we have, the more time we want to spend with each other, right? So just keep in mind that building communities as part of your portfolio is going to, given how big of a deal communities are going to be in the future, after you work on your media, after you work on your media arm, one thing you could start focusing on is to build communities. You could, before you build communities, you could join communities, but eventually, when you grow enough, think about building communities of your own, right? So the video idea I gave you, let me actually, yeah. So for example, when it comes to the creative director, imagine if you're with the CEO in the boardroom and you have endless amount of ads that have been created by AI. And you could say like, oh, look, so this is the recommendation. These are the ones that are produced. These are the ones the AI recommended as the best ones. However, I think this one among all of them works best because when it comes to what we're trying to do, this matches that. What do you think, right? And then you ask the CEO, sitting next to him or basically having a Zoom meeting or whatever, that conversation, because that conversation is fun. I want to have somebody to talk to about this, right? So you have all the results from the AI and you show like, oh yeah, like, and then maybe the CEO says something like, oh my God, you have a point. Yes, 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 yes. That makes sense. You like just these small little hints that you're, this is not just a job, that you're invested emotionally in making this successful. Okay, because AI cannot genuinely be invested in making this project work. But that emotional investment by you in the project, as if this is not just, the founder, the company founders project, but also now yours, that you belong to a team, that you're trying to make it win. If you could communicate that, you're going to win. And if you could also show how that, whatever end results other employees and the employer cares about, if you, every time you're talking about something, if you could sometimes connected to that goal that everybody talks about, like for example, say like, hey look, this, for example, ad, this design, I tested, according to AI, it will produce this much result. I did a test run and it produces this much more results, and if we are successful at scaling this, it will mean this, and then it will mean that. That would be amazing if we could make this happen, because this would happen then. So this, showing, AI could be like, oh, this will cause a 13 increase in that. Okay, there's no enthusiasm, there's no tying it to your eventual goal, there's no celebrating it. That's what you need to do, right? So let me go to the second job. Let me see what you guys are saying. I hope this is understandable. Oh, Yasha is saying that's a great title for a video about AI, Armin. I asked AI to make X ads. Here's why they all failed until I fixed them. Good one. It pulls on lots of great triggers. Exactly. Shows that you're using AI. Shows that you are needed. Makes people really want to watch the video, or else they feel like they're gonna miss out. It uses FOMO, right? Yeah, Yasha appreciates that. All right, let's go to data analysts. Okay, because when it comes to data analysts, a lot of people might think like, obviously we don't need AI. A lot of us have been using AI for analyzing data. Like I manage a few side businesses. Well, not side anymore. I manage a few businesses, and one reason why I didn't used to do this before is because there's so many moving parts that you have to be able to monitor and measure and then translate into actionable um, suggestions on what to do. Um, and then it's just so hard to keep track all of that. But right now, I just collect everything that is noise and just dump it into a doc without even caring about where I put it. Like all the info that is coming at you, all the data, everything, you just grab it all and just dump it to an AI without even caring to even organize it even a little bit. And then within seconds, it will just produce all the information that you need, manages all the data, comes up with the best analysis, and gives you the best recommendation. I mean, this is a job of, I don't know, a team of data analysts over months done in a few minutes with almost no cost. So this is why it's such a good time to be a business owner, because a lot of noise turns into actionable data that you could then know exactly what you need to be laser focused on to make the next job. Even if you don't know anything about business, you just need to gather all the data, give it to AI. It knows all about business. It will tell you what is the next thing that you need to focus on to change for you to 10x your business. It is beautiful. So in such a, like, I don't have a data analyst on my team, and I'm doing the job of a data analyst, right? So in such a situation, you might think like, okay, then why the hell do we need data analysts, right? And here's what. Okay, so what is a data analyst? A data analyst is a translator who turns messy numbers into decisions people actually act on. So they turn data into clear choices that moves revenue and profit, right? Or reduces costs, increases revenue, reduces costs, and increases profit. And in the age of AI, given that so much data that was just sitting there and people weren't using is now turning into precious treasure, everybody wants to go grab as much as data as possible because all of the data is now going to be meaningful. The value of data is increasing. So because the value of data is because data used to be valuable, but not at this much because people used to have so much data, but there was not that much they could do with it. And even if they wanted to do something with it, they would have to hire so many people and so have to use so much resources into making that data into something useful. And that's why there's a lot of these data, they were potentially valuable, but effectively a lot of it was not valuable. And because all of this data that was just sitting there gathering dust, waiting for somebody to come and turn it into something valuable, are now AI could do that for you. That this is a data analyst heaven right now, right? Because again, is the data analyst instead of thinking, well, I don't need a data analyst because AI could do that for me. Well, guess what a data analyst can do with AI now? Okay, because guess what? Those data analysts also were sitting on so much data that they could not process. But now with AI, it's not just you that could do more. It's also the data analysts that could do 1,000 times more than you because they even know exactly all the things that they could have that always wanted to do with all this data. So here's the thing: data analyst AI could use data analysis to give you the data, but you need the human to choose the question. Remember, in the age of AI, the decisions are still made by humans because the whole point of AI is to serve humans. So at the end of the day, we still have to ask the humans what you want. And the data analyst will come and say, like, yes, there's a lot of things you could know, but what is it that we need to know? And what can you convince? And again, AI could tell you this is what you need to know and give you that. This is the best information that you need right now. But again, it can unless you don't ask it. And a data analyst role is now to become that person that gives you the motivation to ask the right questions. Given again, this is a problem, but this is why, as a data analysts make a good money, right? And this is why you could make even more money because most data analysts do not know how to communicate, do not know how to motivate, do not know how to keep other people accountable, do not know how to inspire, do not know how to make other people enjoy working with them, do not know how to communicate. They just a lot of data analysts actually became nerds in numbers because numbers is all they could understand, and they suck at human to human connection. So you as a data analyst, if you understand the laws of human communication and become an expert in that, this is actually going to become so prosperous for you. You're going to make so much money here, right? Because yes, a lot of CEOs, a lot of employers and other decision makers in a project or a company know that they could use AI for data analysis. But you are the one who could come to them and be like, hey, with the AI tools that I have right now, do you understand that if we feed it this, we could get this? And if we get this will increase by that percentage, and this will happen to us, right? And that is what you're there for, to basically paint a picture, an exciting picture of the opportunities that you could go do now. All you have to tell me is a yes. Now with all of these tools, I could make us again. I will give you some examples to make it more clear, right? So the competition to get into this industry is high, but again, if you do the things I tell you, meaning that you use AI to educate yourself, like you honestly guys, with most of these things, you don't need to go to university anymore. You just need to sit with your AI, ask what the next step is that I need to learn, and then get the material from AI and study it, and then get the AI to produce you a test or a training tool, and then or a training I don't know, give you something to train on, and then once you succeed, you tell it, it rates you, you continue. So you could actually make it create homework for you, and then tests you, and then grades you. And if you have a good grade, then you could move to the next phase. And then each step of the way, you could make a video again. And each video is like, it works like a degree. So you're like, hey, I made AI teach me this about data analysis. I then made it do a trial for me, and then it give me a test, and I passed the test. This is the grade that I got, and these are the things that I learned. This is how you could also learn this. This is the prompts that I used to produce the test for me, and this is what you could do as well. And I passed. Now I'm going to the next level, and according to AI, the next level is this. You could actually make videos about how you're educating yourself using AI, right? And using AI to educate yourself makes you become competitive to other people in this field, and making videos about it works better than any resume, right? And here's, for example, a video that you could make in data analysis, right? You could say, here's the title of a video or a subject of a video, right? How I found a $1 million mistake in company data under 10 minutes using AI. Okay, let me say that again. How I found a $1 million mistake in company data in under 10 minutes using AI. That's a video that you can make, right? And when it comes to adding the human touch that will make you AI proof, okay, this is interesting. Yeah. So, for example, the AI that you use spits out a report saying revenue dropped 10%. Then you, as the data analyst, you could look the executives in the eye, and you are the one who says that's not just 10%. That's $1 million walking out the door every quarter. I can show you exactly where to plug the hole so that next quarter we don't lose another million. The urgency and human framing make the leadership move immediately. So the AI was like, oh yeah, you're losing 10% here. And you're like, you're the one who's like, do you understand what this means? Do you understand that if we'd fix this 10%, we could actually, the thing that we can't afford to do, that we always trying to do, if we fix this, then we could do that. We have to fix this immediately. And I know exactly what we need to do. And I know exactly what a report AI should make next for us to figure out how to plug this hole. You need to be the fire under people's butts as a data analyst. It's not like, here's a report. It's like, here's a report. We need to take action tomorrow. Are we doing this? No, guys, come on. What is happening? We're losing $1 million every quarter. You need to be a cheerleader. That's what you need to be as a data analyst. Guys, I know this is we recently moved on this topic. So this channel used to be about something else. So this is but I hope the first people who come to this channel understand that the things that I'm telling you, these are worth millions, okay? So, like, I hope you appreciate, like, the more you listen to this content, the more you will understand how much money could be made or saved just applying the tips that I'm giving you, and how much more individually you could make if you just understand the things that I'm telling you. So let's go to the third one, which is another job that is going to become, it is already getting more and more attention, and people are basically making so much money in this field because of AI, which is cybersecurity specialists. And this is a gold mine in the age of AI because AI is making things difficult, right? You might get a phone call from your wife telling you that she needs money immediately because an accident happened, and it looks like your wife, it sounds like your wife, and it's not your wife. I mean, right now, a lot of old people are already getting scammed with AI, but pretty soon AI will get to a point where everybody could not, like, it's not just like old people on Facebook that are going to get confused with AI. It's going to be everybody. Like, we're getting so close to the position that you cannot trust your eyes and you cannot trust your ears anymore. It's not going to be detectable. Nobody can tell. Even a mother cannot tell if this is the voice message from her daughter or not unless there's somehow to verify it, right? And also there's the phishing with emails and stuff. They're going to become very smart. You're going to get emails that you have no idea that it's not from the person who sent it to you. Like, there are going to be so many ways, like more intelligent ways to scam people, and a lot of hackers are just going to use AI tools to just be able to get into people's accounts, to convince people to do things that they don't want to. And even if you think that you are ahead of the curve and you're paying attention, the thing is that pretty soon the rate of progress when it comes to hackers trying to hack you or scammers trying to scam you is going to become faster than you being able to be diligent and be aware of what the latest scams are. Like, the latest scams are the best latest scams are 5 seconds old. You're not going to be like, oh, what's the latest scams? Let me pay attention to that so I don't fall for it. You're not going to be able to do that because they're going to be the new versions with AI are going to become faster than you could get aware of them. Right now, we're like, oh my God, did you hear on the news? Somebody sent some money to these kidnappers thinking they have their child, but it wasn't their child. It was just the voice of their child made with AI. Oh my God, good thing that we heard that on the news. So now we could be careful. So yeah, this is today where you hear it on the news, and then you could be aware that this is a thing so that you don't fall for it. But in the future, you're not going to have time to hear it on the news because the latest method is going to be used immediately and it's going to constantly change every goddamn day. So, cybersecurity, I mean, and it's not just individual people, companies, banks, CEOs are getting scammed. Like, people are being convinced, CEOs of companies are being convinced to send millions of dollars because they thought that this is the money that they need to send to somebody for the deal that they signed, I don't know, just a week ago. And they realized, like, oh my God, I've just been scammed by AI. So it's not just individuals, it's entire companies. And emails are going to get hacked easier. So, who are, by the way, cybersecurity specialists, these are the people, obviously, who protect who keep bad actors out of your information, out of your business, defend against breaches, defend against insider threats, defend against information leak. So as AI accelerates, it automates phishing. It's AI is getting better at finding weak spots in every company's security. It also manages, even if the security is top notch, it manages to find weaknesses at the human level. So you can see, like, yeah, the security system that they have is really good, but they could monitor the behavior of the employees and figure out how to exactly use that in this advantage. It could create a pattern of every single employee's behavior over time for it to use that as a way to get in. So this, as the threat increases, the opportunity for cybersecurity specialists increases as well. Again, yes, the hackers and the scammers will have AI, but the cybersecurity specialists as well, they will have AI as well to be able to protect against all of that threat. And again, the human touch here is very important, right? Because Yeah, would CEOs and I don't know other employers and the main decision makers, would they be able to just use AI to make the company more secure? Yes, but will they? Not unless a human comes and scare the bejesus out of them. That's your main role as a cybersecurity specialist, to scare the bejesus out of everybody. That's what you need to do. You need to come and say, like, hey, the email that you sent yesterday, the content of that email that I was CC'd on, do you know if outsiders could see the content of that email? I did a calculation. Do you know how much it would cost for the company if people could see that email? And did you know that? Do you want me to do a test if I could hack us so that I could get access to that email with the structure that we have right now? Right. And then if you're successful, you're like, hey, this is how much this would have cost. Now, do you want me to make it more like tell your CEO, like, hey, remember that email that we sent to so and so in 3 days ago? Do you know that with AI, somebody could have done this, and this is the dollar value, but give a dollar value at the cost to the company if that happened? Should I do a test to see if that is possible to happen to us? Right. And again, see, as a cybersecurity specialist in this situation, what you're doing is you're making your boss actually use AI, because a lot of people say like AI could do this, AI could do that. Yes, AI can do this, but will the people ask them? AI will not do these things unless somebody asks them to do it. In every one of these positions, your role is to actually make them want to get AI to do these things. You need, again, when it comes to the human connection, like for example, random AI, like AI models, even if the advanced one, the most advanced ones, they're not going to come like, hey, let me scare the bejesus out of you. Okay, they're not going to do that. They're going to always try to make you feel better, right? But because that's what they're meant to do. But you as a human, you could actually come and rightfully scare people, because it's actually a threat. It's not a bad thing to scare people if they need to be scared, if it is actually a real threat. That's what a human could do. And again, as somebody as part of the team, what you're doing is you're showing care. You're showing that you care for the company. You care for our security. Like, I'm doing this because I care for us. I care for us, but in a way that an AI can't, because AI can't care. So here's a video idea for this field, for this job. You could create videos, and again, you should make many videos about this as you enter this. For example, if this is something interesting to you and you want to enter into it, or if you're already in it, then you're constantly need to get better at it by telling AI what level you are at. If you're at level 0, you tell it. If you're at the level higher, you tell it, like, what is the first thing I need to learn, or what is the main thing that I need to learn right now at this level. Produce me the material, then give me a trial, and then do a test, give me a grade, and then we'll move to the next level. And then every step of the way, you make a video, you put it on your YouTube channel, you demonstrate to people what you learn and what is the next phases and what they can do to use AI to learn the same thing. How you frame it, how you structured it, and tell other people, this is how I structured it. Ask them, how would you structure it? So maybe I could also learn from you. And again, so once you get to a point where you know your shit, this is the video. This is the title of a video or a subject of a video that you could make, right? Look at this. Listen to this. I hacked my own email in 30 seconds using AI. And then maybe the main topic could be, and then how I stopped it, right? I hacked my own email in 30 seconds using AI. And then maybe you could make a separate video, or in the same video, then you give the solution to use AI to make sure that nobody else can do the same. So, for example, in a company, as a cybersecurity specialist, you could put AI alerts. The AI alerts, the AI just monitors everything 24/7 and produces alerts when something is, for example, when a possible phishing is detected, right? And then you could tell the CEO that, look, the AI stopped this many phishing attempts. Okay, the AI that I put in place, it stopped this many phishing attempts in the past, I don't know, 1 year. And if one of them worked, this is what could have happened. However, I want to now try to come up with a more advanced phishing technique against our own company to see if the AI tools that we have set in place to stop phishing, if I could infiltrate that, and I could. So we have a system in place that is protecting your company. I'm going to use AI to see if I could do a phishing attack on any of our employees, something more advanced than anything that has been attempted on us. And if I am successful, if I'm not successful, that means that the security system that we have in place is good. And I'm going to always try to use the most advanced AI. As AI keeps improving, with the AI that we have is not going to be good enough. As AI keeps improving, I'm going to use the most sophisticated AI to see if I could get in as a hacker. And if I can, I'm going to keep upgrading the AI tools that we have right now to protect us from these new, more advanced ways of getting through. And every time you need to talk about emotionally, you know, with something that shows concern, you're part of the team. You want to show that I care about this team. You need to show that if the reason why I'm really aggressive and constantly trying to do this is because I don't want, if one of these works, this is the cost to the company, and I don't want to see that. So the care that you show, AI cannot do that. If AI actually shows care, it's not real care. The fact that you have somebody in your team that cares about the company as much as you makes you want to invest in them more, makes you want to work with them more, because you feel like you're part of the same team. So let's go to the next one, which is full stack software engineers. Let me see what you guys are saying. Yes, that's called a white hat hacker, cat lady. True. All right. By the way, a lot of these things that I'm talking to you guys, because you guys are talking about Israel, a lot of these things, the technology that I'm talking about is coming out of Israel. So, full stack software engineers. What does that mean? These are the people, the builders. These are the people who can take an idea and basically turn it into from nothing to a secure working product, from all the way from zero to end. Design and ship a secure, scalable product from end to end, all the way through. And again, obviously, we can see in the age of AI, where lines of code are being written more by AI than by humans. A lot of people think like, okay, then these people are going to be replaced by AI. No, again, no. These people will use AI to produce 100 times more than they produced before. Again, the analogy that I give you every time is perfect. If coding is playing the violin, and then robots can play the violin better than humans, in the age of AI, instead of insisting on playing the violin, you give your violin to a robot, and then you get 100 other robots, and you give them 100 other violins, and you pick the baton, and you become the conductor in an orchestra. That's what you're supposed to do. Put down the violin, pick up the baton. So you need to basically get all of these AI to dance to your tune and then produce 100 times more than what you used to produce before. That's how you stay relevant. And again, here, the good thing about being able to remain competitive in this world is a lot of software engineers don't know how to communicate, don't know how to express passion, don't know how to express their emotions, don't know how to bond with other people, don't know how to share their motivations and show their care for the rest of the team. They just know how to sit down and, code maybe. And again, that's the skill that if you develop, it's going to set you apart more, from other people. So again, let's go through the video that you can make. Again, the other parts are the same. The other parts are the same. If you want to get into it, you ask AI, how do I start? What is the first thing I need to learn? Show it to me. Give me the material. Give me what I need to practice. Produce a test. Rate me. Make a video about it. Next level. Grow, 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 grow. Finding the direction is easier than ever. It's just the hard work that you need to put into it that is the thing that if you don't succeed, it's not because you're not putting the hard work. It's not because you didn't know the way. The way is clear. So here's the video idea eventually when you learn this. Okay. Title of the video: Building a full app with AI in one day. But here's what only a human can do. Right? So for example, that could be the title of the video. And also in the video, you could show how this app that is now taking you one day, how much it would have taken you if you were doing this. You could mention it if you were not using AI. So you need to lean into it instead of being scared of AI. You need to lean into it. So for example, one thing you could do, if you make an app and then you could tell your CEO that, okay, we build this AI with all our AI tools. We'll build this app with all our AI tools. But there's a feature here that I noticed nobody's using. Right? That's something that AI could miss. So I sat down with our customers and I saw the friction. So this feature that AI added on the app, I saw that people were not using it. So I started observing our customers. And I used AI to observe their behavior. And then you could say, this is the reason. And I told AI that nobody's using this feature. And it came up with these suggestions. And I think this suggestion makes it more sense than the other suggestions because of this. So the key, what you're doing here is could have AI done the test itself? Like, would have AI been able to identify that there's a feature that nobody's using? Yes, it would have. But AI wouldn't care enough to check that, to initiate that. So AI can do many things, but somebody has to care enough to know that they need to ask it to do something. And if you are in the know in that field, so there's combination of two things. You understand that field and you care. So you get to be the one who knows the things that you need to tell AI to do. That's the difference. And then another thing, for example, you could do if you're building an app, you could say like, look, 30% quit here. Like when people are using this app, a lot of people got to this stage, but 30% here quit. So I went and analyzed this with AI, and I realized that if we fix this button over here, it would reduce this from 30% to 20% quitting in this area. And that is going to save us, add $200,000 every year to our revenue. So again, this is something that AI could do, but unless you don't ask it. Like, we made this app. I noticed 30% people quit here. I asked AI, why is this number so high? It identified some suggestions. Then I used it to figure out what I could do. we tested multiple different methods, and this one produced the best result. It reduced that from 30% to 20%, which if we do this, that would mean that it could make us $200,000 every year. That is the difference between somebody, an AI that could produce solutions, and a human that actually cares about those solutions. And again, the more you could show that you care, the more valuable you're going to be. And then the last one, which is AI and machine learning specialists, the people in this field are now making so much money. Like these people are getting rich, okay? But some people are worried. What if we get to the point where AI understands AI more than AI specialists? So we don't need AI specialists. We're not going to be in that world for a very long time. And when we get to that world, is if it happens soon, it's not because these people were replaced with AI. It's because you didn't do the things that you need to do to add the human touch to keep you relevant. So what are AI specialists? So these are the people who create AI systems, they create AI models, they implement AI models into different companies or into different projects. They build models, they deploy models. They define objectives and guardrails. So everyone knows that the demand for this is compounding everywhere, in every sector. And this is only just the beginning. Like at some point, every company needs to have an AI, at least one, or at least a team of AI specialists. Every major company is going to need its own AI department. So this is just the beginning of it. So if you want to get into an area, this could be huge. And there's not enough people to go around in this field. So designing this whole model on how the company, what is the AI strategy of our company, that's going to be your job. So demand across businesses, government, education, agriculture, everywhere. This is everywhere. Let me see. So again, a lot of the things that I said before regarding making videos, regarding how to get in, applies to exactly to this as well. But let me actually really quickly go over some. Once you get to the point where you understand this field, for example, here's a video suggestion that you could make, right? I mean, right now, for example, if somebody is in this field, you could say, I built an AI that solves a problem that ChatGPT can't, right? Or you could say, I built an AI system or tool that solves this problem, a specific problem that another tool can't. So, for example, let's say there's a very popular AI tool in the market that people are using, that solves a specific problem. Then your video would be, I built this tool, this AI tool that solves, again, in the bracket, mention the tool. So I built, and here you put your AI tool, and you mention that it's an AI tool that solves. Here you put the problem that the latest AI tool is solving. That you mentioned that AI tool can't. This is how, as a AI specialist with these videos, competing with other AI tools that are out there, this is how you show that you're ahead of the game. Like you're competing with other people and you know what you're talking about. And then you show in the video how you did it. So again, the human touch, when it comes, if you're working in a company, you could show that the model that, for example, the tool that the company is using and the model that this company is using to produce a certain result, I don't know, customer satisfaction, less complaints, or I don't know, more tickets booked, whatever that you're using with AI, right? You can say like, look, we're using this model here or this tool here, and it's correct 96% of the time. And if we change the model, this AI tool, the way I'm saying, it will be correct 98% of the time, which produces, less, this much, I don't know, it reduces our cost by 10%, which will save us $3 million a year. For example, let's say if we could get this AI to go from 96% accuracy to 98% accuracy, then the refunds that we get is going to be $3 million lower every year. And I think I could do that, right? Given that I've done this before for that project or that company. So we should start this project to see if I could get that result. Again, needless to say, when you're delivering this, you need to show, if you come and say that if you sound like a robot, people are, you're replaceable. The way to differentiate yourself from others is to come and deliver that in a way that shows that you genuinely care about achieving this result. The passion is in showing the risk that you avoid, that the company avoids, or the money that it saves, or the revenue that is increasing. You need to show that you are doing this because you want to see this result. So I give you 5 examples because you could see how, even though the examples I give you are very different, the principles are the same. The way you start, the way you excel, the way you use AI as tools, the way you make your job AI proof, even in 5 completely different examples, the principles are the same. It works across different. I mean, if you give me any other job, if you understood what I said here today, any other job, almost any other job, I could make it AI proof using the strategies that I told you here today. So you're welcome. I hope you understand how valuable this is and how many dollars I'm saving you if you actually listen to me and apply these. Oh, yeah, unusual AI agrees with me, saying 110%, Armin. Well, let me see. Yasha saying there are also a number of jobs that AI can't replace, at least not yet, notably many most physical labor jobs. Yeah, physical labor jobs are going to be the last, I think. Yes, but even office jobs or service-based jobs, you could make them AI proof. Because I think that, so here's the thing. AI will first come for office jobs, and then it will come for physical jobs, and then lastly it will come for office jobs. But that sounds a contradiction because I said office jobs first and then office jobs last, right? Because in fact, office jobs, service-based jobs are last if you could add the human touch. So the actual order is office jobs with the human touch last, office jobs without a human touch first, then physical jobs with robots, then office jobs with a human touch will be the last. I mean, guys, even physical jobs with the human touch will be, robots cannot replace that, right? For like the example I always give you, that, right? So imagine in a hospital, the jobs of doctors and nurses at some point will be all done by robots and AI, except the most important part, right? Well, I mean, the most important part that cannot be delegated to AI and robots, right? The human part. So let me give you, for example, a nurse. What does a nurse do? Everything that a nurse does can be done. The monitoring can be done by AI. the changing of the pillow, the changing of the medicine, all of that eventually can be done by robots. Every single one. There's nothing that a nurse does that cannot be that a robot can't do except one for a very long time, right? So imagine that your medicine are being monitored, your vitals are being monitored, everything, your bed is being made, your food is being brought to you. But then why would we still need a nurse in that point? We At that point we will still need a nurse to come sit down right next to you and look into your eyes and smile and say, how are you doing today? Okay. The nurse is going to be there to keep you company and give you a human to human connection. That's what the nurse will still be needed for. And even though the nurse does not need to monitor your vitals, the AI will do that. Will all the everything that is being monitored when the nurse, instead of a robot coming and telling the patient what the situation is and what his problems are, a human will look at all of the data that the AI has produced regarding your health conditions right now, and she will sit down next to you and she will talk to you about it, because we want to talk to a human about our condition. And that's what the doctor would do. The nurse would do, the basic stuff, talk about the stuff that a nurse would talk to a patient about. And the doctor would not do a surgery. Right now we're already at a position where AI and robotics are doing surgery better than humans. We're already at that position, which is crazy, which is wild, right? But I want a doctor to come and tell me what the hell happened in the surgery. I want a doctor that understands medicine to come talk to me, human to human, tell me what happened and sympathize with me. And again, this is going to make doctors be able to sympathize and care for their patients more than before, because they're not doing anything else. They just need to understand this. Guys, this is everyone's job is going to be reduced to two things: understand something and be able to talk about it in a way that other people would care. That's every job in every field in the future. Your understanding is not so that you could produce better results, because the AI's understanding of your field will be more than yours. Your understanding, you getting educated on the topic is not so that you could produce better services and better products. You becoming an educated on a topic in the future will be so that you could talk about it. That's the summary of all future jobs. Guys, mark this down, because 50 years from now, you're going to come and watch this line. Nobody has said this line. This is the first time this line has been spoken by anyone. And 50 years from now, this video, which is very small views, right? This is, small channel here. 50 years from now, mark this. This is a moment in history. I am your prophet. I'm predicting this. People will come back at this moment and like, oh my God, holy shit, this guy got it. Every single job in the future will be you getting educated on a topic enough to be able to talk about it to other people. Anyways, it's good that I said this is marked before we get. It's good that I said this before AI could come and become like explain all of these to YouTubers, because I want this to be recorded as something that I said, and then come and say, I told you so. I told you so in the future. People are saying, why should we learn things if AI knows these things better than us? Because people want to talk to other humans about it. I mean, again, I always mention, like, during feudalism, we already had lords that didn't need to work, that everything was taken care of for them by peasants all the time. What did the people do? What did the upper class, lords do? What did the people do back in that time? But everything was taken care of for them. Would they actually went, they created universities, not so that they could become productive workers. That was not the point of universities. It was so that they become a universal man, to be able to talk about things, to become educated about physics, chemistry, philosophy, poetry, literature, so that when they go into their gatherings and their parties, they have something to talk about. Let me see what Mars is saying. Oh, Alice first. Alice said first. Alice saying, so basically in the future we will all be doing marketing. Well, it's not it's not, no, it's not just marketing, because like if you are talking to a doctor about your health, like imagine the AI is doing the surgery, the AI is monitoring your medicine, right? But then at the end of the day, a human doctor will come and you will have a chit chat about your health, your situation. What was the point of the surgery? What did it achieve? I mean, that's not marketing, right? So let me say, Mars is saying, Armin, what do you think of? And let me read it from here, because on my phone there's a heart covering Mars's message. Let me. Oh, there we go. Thank you, John. John pushed it up. Mars is saying, oh, I will respond to that as well. Armin, what do you think of? So John, okay. So Mars is saying, Armin, what do you think of what some people say when AI will actually make us dumber, writing essays and such? I'm not sold on this, but I can see what they mean. I mean, they said the same thing about calculators, right? They said this about, ancient Greek philosophers said that about writing. They said the technology of writing things on paper makes people dumber because they don't memorize things. Instead, they just write things down. People said that about calculators. They're like, oh, we're not going to learn how to multiply or divide because now we're just using calculators and people are going to get lazy. The reality is that as soon as a new technology makes people makes a mental cognitive function not required anymore, instead of us getting lazy, we're just going to use that ability on something else. That's what always happens. It's not just going to remain idle. It's not just going to remain unused. When we free up some space in our brain because we don't need to do something, because we're competing, because we're constantly trying to grow and become better, then we use the same mental capacity that we're not using for that thing before. We use it for something else that matters in this age, in this time. It's good that we're not doing those things anymore and we're letting AI do it, so that we could get trained to use our brains, to use our mental capacity on something that is more relevant today. These are basically the same people who said before, that said like, oh my god, we actually don't use your calculators, try to multiply yourself, because like big numbers, like I don't know, what's 256 times 47? Don't use your calculator, you need to practice this. I mean, are people now dumber because they cannot do that as much as our grandfathers could? Are people dumber because of that? People are not dumber, people are smarter. So let me see, John is saying thoughts on UI and UX. Yeah, again, it's about basically everything that I said regarding these 5 jobs. Like AI will be able to, I mean, in the future, every website that you're using will dynamically constantly keep changing, and doing every second it will be testing itself regarding what works, right? Right. So I think that like you trying to figure out the colors, the buttons, the positions, you don't need to do that anymore, because in real time the website that I'm looking at is different from a website someone else is saying, because it's not doing A/B testing anymore. It's doing A, B, C, D all the way to Z testing every goddamn second on every person's monitor. Right? So so every website is going to be dynamic, and it's constantly going to be every app that you use is going to be a living thing. It's not going to be, here's an app that you use, until the next version comes out. The app is a living thing that is just going to constantly change its behavior and its colors and the position of every button based on how it says other people use it and how it says you use it. In fact, in the future, every app is going to look different for every user, because the same app is going to notice, well, this user is probably based on how he uses his fingers, or if we even use our apps on our phones anymore. Okay, I don't think we're going to use our apps on our phones. I think it's going to be wearables. But imagine if it was on our phones. Like, based on how this guy uses the app, I better put the button here instead of there. So my app, the same app, is going to look different for you than for me. So that's the future. But again, so what do you do if you're in UI UX? You're going to figure out what is the best model to do the best A to Z testing every goddamn second, right? So instead of looking at like, oh, what color? I think this color works best. Like, no, let AI do that. Let me figure out how to manage the AI under the hood to be the most dynamic. John is saying, John, well, how come your name on your username has Lord in it? Should I call you John in the other channel or Lord? Just say true, that is a strong possibility, but could it overlook breakage in the software? Yeah, well, I mean, for a very long time, yes, that's where you come in. What about adaptability from user to user? Would that require new kinds of multi-factor authentication? I don't know. Actually, that's something that I'm pretty sure for a very long time there's going to be a lot of glitches and bugs that the human needs to come. Like, it's like, imagine like the AI will become an engine that does a lot of the heavy lifting for you, but every once in a while you actually, it's going to break down and you need to come in and basically tweak it, you know, come and oil it on, change the oil, or tweak it a little bit so keep it back running. That's the position that you're going to have as as an expert in that field. And even when it gets to a position where it runs smoothly all the time, right, you need to come in and make the model better. Imagine if AI is doing everything good, okay, but what if I try using two AI models that are competing against each other, right? What if I then make you do an, instead of doing an A/B testing on the app or A/B testing on the website, I will do A/B testing on the different AI models that are doing the same thing. There's a lot of, and even when AI could do that, then there's a layer on top of that. There's always a layer on top of that. Yes. Yeah, guys, humans will never be replaced until humans become AI themselves, okay? Humans are not going to be replaced by AI. Humans with AI will replace humans without AI. That's what's going to happen, okay? So, don't worry unless you're not paying attention, unless you're not using AI. And guys, please understand, let me say this before I go. Using AI is not enough. Using AI a lot is not good enough. So we have 3 levels. Okay, we have 4 levels. People who are not using AI. I don't know what to do with these guys. People who are using AI, that's not good enough. People who are using AI daily, a lot, that's not good enough. This is the 4th level. People who are constantly checking if there's anything that they could be using AI for, and they're not using AI for that. Basically, using AI at its maximum level. So using AI a lot will also mean that you will go extinct. Only the people who use AI maximally will survive. Ask yourself, if there's a single second of my day that I could save if I using AI, if there's a single dollar that I could save, if there's a single second that I could save, is there anything that could make even remotely even 1% more productive using AI? Is there anything? Is there anything in my everyday that I could use AI to squeeze every single juice out of this day that I have? Like this day, if it goes by and I was not the most productive using the tools at my disposal, I wasted this day. Did I squeeze everything out of every single day with the tools that are at my disposal? Right? That's what you should be asking yourself. Yes, exactly. Yasha is just wording things better. Yasha, you're good at wording things. You're gonna do well. I can see. Yasha saying people pushing the limits of AI constantly will thrive. Fantastic. Yasha is saying 100% true. Humans with AI will replace humans without AI. Perfectly put. John is saying thoughts on Neuralink like product ramifications in medicine. How close do you think that could be? I think we're close, and I don't think we're not going to need. I mean, I'm not very sure because I haven't done a deep dive, but based on the things I've seen, you don't need to be that invasive. You could just detect brainwaves and get the same results. So I think we're seeing new technology that could produce the same results without actually. I just recently saw. Hold on, what was that? Let me see. Yep. So I recently saw somebody being able to type, thinking about things with something over their head with nothing inside their brain. I mean, that's basically everything. If you could type, I don't know if you guys saw that. If you could type things, thinking about letters and words with nothing going inside your brain just by something around your head, then that means you could do everything. Yeah, Mars. Yeah, that is sick. That's crazy. Yeah, look that up. Awesome sauce. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. This show became longer than I anticipated, but I hope let's actually have discussions more about that maybe in the future. Yeah, maybe I should do more shows about some of the crazy new inventions and what that means for the future of jobs. Huh? Yeah, let's do that. All right, guys. Jack saying thank you. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, John. Oh, your real names are here. Amikai, Stephanie. Guys, the names are on all channels are going to get switched to usernames. So enjoy it while it lasts. Yasha, Alice, everybody else. All right. Yeah, those touches typing devices had origins in helping people with physical challenges. Incredible how they've advanced. Yes, exactly. Thank you, guys. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm going to head out. Bye. Don't forget to like the stream. See you guys tomorrow.